Good afternoon, everyone. This is Cassie with my lovely assistant Tammy, who you can't see. Now you can see her. We're going to go through all the exercises that were covered in the osteoporosis class. So I'm going to do all the squat variations, and then I'm going to do the reverse lunge variations to start with. So the first one we talked about was doing the wall squat with a ball, and the ball's going to take some of the body weight from you and absorb that, so it's a little easier to do. So your feet are going to be a little more than shoulder width apart. I have my toes turned out a little. Things you're going to think about: keeping your chest up, keeping your knees out. So we're just going to do a couple. You can do whatever you want with your hands. I'm used to having weights, so I don't know what to do with my hand. But the ball should be in the small of your back. You can go down just a little bit if you need to start. It can be as small or as large of a movement as you want it to be. You can also add weights, but I would suggest you build up some of the other squats before you add weights to this one. All right, so that's your wall squat with the ball. And we also talked about using a nice chair or something at home. Stacking something, it can be pillows, just something that's going to give, that's going to be hard enough so it doesn't collapse when you go down. And again, on this one, you're now using all your body weight, so we're going to do small movements. Same thing with my feet, keeping my chest up, and it's just a little movement. My hip is hinging, my rear is going back, small movements. Once you get past to where you can do 8 to 10 of those easily, you could take one pad away, everything away. You can go next to progress to, if you want to. You can use something to help get up. Again, you can do little movement and just build down to all the way with just touching the chair and coming back up. If you need to start where you're resting, that's okay also, as long as you're doing it. Once you get through where you're comfortable with this, you can use your island, anything that gives you a little support. You can use 2 hands on the back of a chair and do your squats that way. You can get a little more depth usually with your squat. You can do just 1 hand. And again, your goal is to do 8 to 10 easily before you move on. My suggestion, twice. Even if you do it 2 different times during the day, we talked about splitting up our workouts, so you can do that. We talked about one of our goals is having force, is having weight going down through our spine into our hips. We do this with weights. You can start with whatever weight you can tolerate, doesn't matter. So we talked about a goblet squat. That's when the squat with the weight is up here. You can use a kettlebell, 1 weight, 2 weights, it doesn't really matter. So same squat motion, keeping my chest up, making sure my knees go out. Actually, sometimes having the weight up here helps keep your chest up. So that would be the goblet squat. You can do it 2 weights. Now the amount of force has increased. The best one for your spine is to have weight up here. So there's a lot of ways you can do it. But again, you're going to start off with light weight and work your way up. Squats, super important. Getting in and out of car, getting in and out of chairs, a lot of things. That's why there's so many different variations, and I'm encouraging you to practice these, maybe not daily, but several times a week. The next one we went over was a reverse lunge. We did it starting off with assistance with 2 chairs. On this one, you're gonna think 90 degrees in both legs. I'm gonna use 2 hands. I'm stepping back, I'm going down, I'm coming up, stepping forward. The leg that's in front is doing the work. I'm pushing off the heel of my front foot to make myself come back up. So this is one version with assistance. We also talked about being able to do it just with one chair. A lot of different ways you can do it. We did it with our hands up front. That's one version. We did it with our hand on the side. Again, one of our biggest goals is to add some weight. So with this one, I had it on one hand, using the other hand for a little bit of help, stability, but I'm still getting that extra weight. Forgot to bring my weights over. We can also do it with a weight in both hands. This is one of what your real goal might be. No assistance with weight. You can also use your weights like we did with the goblet squat and have one weight up here. To me, this one's a little harder balance-wise. So I would say this would be the last in the progression. All right, that is your squats and your reverse lunges. If you have any questions, you may email me and I will get back to you. Thanks. Have a good workout.